I always just was fascinated by the sharks, rays, everything in the ocean. The movie industry definitely destroyed the reputation of sharks. Sharks attack because of a reason. You know, they don't go out and just hunt people. There's a reason for an attack.
Desde joven, Mike Bolton, mejor conocido como Silent Hunter, ha trabajado en pro de la conservación de la vida marina y en concreto de los tiburones. Se especializa en la cinematografía marina para cadenas como Discovery, National Geographic y hoy día tiene su propia fundación llamada Twin Ocean Foundation, que busca estudiar y conservar los tiburones martillo en la República de Panamá, especie clasificada como en peligro crítico de extinción por la Unión Internacional para la Conservación de la Naturaleza, promoviendo una modificación a la ley panameña sobre el cercenamiento de las aletas de tiburón.
Well, I've been diving since I was 17 years old, so you can imagine it's been a while. And I started my diving experience, underwater experience, as a spear fisherman. But after years of spear fishing and so forth, I think it was around 1980 or so, I decided to have a change, you know, sort of evolved, and I wanted more of just killing something, fish and so forth. And I always just was fascinated by the sharks, rays, everything in the ocean. And I sort of dedicated to the sharks because I love working with sharks. Actually, I got the Silent Hunter by one of the owners of Reef Spear Guns, or Rife Spear Guns, sorry. Because they said, you know, you're diving, you always have the secret spots. And we call you the Silent Hunter. And they actually made a spear gun called the Silent Hunter. Well, I think movies, the movie industry started in the 70s with Jaws, definitely hurt and destroyed the reputation of sharks. And to this day, many people are still afraid to go in the water. Even up to this time. I talk to many people, they say, oh, I'm afraid to go to the water because of Jaws. It really destroyed the reputation of the sharks, which is not true. And even the person that wrote the book, Peter Benchley himself, had regretted before his death making or writing about the movie, the shark, in such a demonizing way. After he died, his wife actually went out and promoted saving the sharks and shark protection and how important they are. Well, you know, you can make papers. You can make a law. You can do this, but laws are made to be broken.
Paper is needed, but
yeah, but I mean, they're made to break. You know, everybody looks for ways to break a law. So the most important thing is needed in Panama is education. That starts, number one. Education, support from the political people, support from the people, from ordinary people, standing up, supporting the cause of saving sharks, saving anything in the ocean that is endangered. So this comes from the people. Full, number one is education. You know, we do a lot of education in schools, okay, and communities, everything, not only physically, but mentally, teaching and so forth. And you see the people changing their attitude toward sharks. Okay. You know, they need to be saved. They understand the importance of the sharks in the ocean, not to be afraid of them, like people were when I was young, when I was diving, and when you see a shark, I mean, like I said, I've killed many sharks when I was young, not knowing better. So yeah, I think it's changed way up to 70%, 80%. And without sharks in our oceans, the ocean dies, period. I mean, they're the backbone of the ocean. I mean, they keep the ocean stable. You know, each shark feeds on different types of animals or different species, which in there reduces that species so that the other species below them can continue to exist. They also clean the ocean from a lot of our dead, weak, and older species that need to be eliminated. So So it's very important that they are the backbone of the ocean. Well, we have in Panama right now the largest, I would say, the amount of sharks in Panama are the bull sharks.
Okay.
Bull sharks, we have whale sharks, we have hammerhead sharks, we have oceanic white-tip sharks, and we have mako sharks, and we have several reef sharks, which are the white-tip reef sharks, white-tip or the black-tip reef sharks. So there's a good amount of sharks in Panama, but not the great white.
Okay.
Or yeah, the great white, or the megalodon. No, the white shark for some reason does not travel this part of the oceans. It's strange that they don't, because we do have a lot of the currents, the colder waters that come in every year from the Humboldt currents that should bring them in, which brings in other species, but they do not come in. You have people that say, oh, I saw a white shark, but it's not true. Like I said, I've been here diving since I was 17. I've never seen a white shark. You know, we have here, you have on both oceans the same species.
Oh, okay.
You have, and I forgot to mention also the scalloped hammerhead, which is the migrating hammerhead, okay, that we are working on now. The same sharks you have, tigers, bulls, lemon shark, every species, or maybe there's one or two that I can't remember, but let's say 90% of the sharks you see on the Pacific will be on the Atlantic. Oh no, not at all. I mean, you look at the amount of people killed by sharks every year or attacked by sharks. And there's more people in the ocean now. There's more people getting involved in the oceans and diving and skiing and jumping out of it, doing everything. And the attacks are really down. Sharks attack because of a reason. You know, they don't go out and just hunt people. There's a reason for an attack. Normally attack, I would say majority of the attacks are in shallow water, and it's mostly murky. And for instance, you'll take attack of a bull shark, for instance, which has been reported a lot, especially in Florida and in Australia and some of the other countries, is because people are in shallow water and there's turbulence in the beach, okay? So the water is not clear, it's murky. And there's different times of the year you have a lot of bait fish, which are very small sardines, whitefish, and fish that swim in the surf. And when they're in the surf swimming, the sharks come in shallow water. People are swimming in shallow water, and their legs are flapping, and they see something afoot, and they grab it, or an arm, or whatever. But some of these sharks can be so big, like a big bull shark or a tiger shark, that it leaves, the damage is done. I mean, they grab you, they let go, because they understand that that's not my meal. But they may take off an arm, or they may bite and let go, but the damage is done. So they're not there to eat us. It was just a mistake. And then you have other sharks that attack seals. They live attacking seals and turtles.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was going to say, that there is a theory that sharks confuse the seals with the human swimming.
Exactly. Well, what could be the swimming, but a majority of the attacks from a great white on people have been because of surfers. With a surfer, you look at a surfboard, and the arms, the legs,
exactly.
You know, and so they look up and they see it, and they would attack it like they do. They're what we call ambush hunters. Okay. So they ambush. So they come and they hit the board or the person, and again, they're so big of an animal or a predator that the bite is, the damage is done. Such torque, and they let go and swim off, but they have just tore the arm or whatever person. But they're not there to attack that person. They realized it was a mistake. The same with tiger sharks or turtles. You know, turtles is their favorite food for tiger shark. So if you look at a big turtle, sea turtle, the same big thing, flippers in the front, just swimming in the thing, they look up and they see it, they look at it and they grab it. And normally that's in murky waters normally because they have very good eyesight. So normally that's happened in murky water. But you never, I think out of the history of me working with sharks, there's only been like a couple that I know where a shark has just completely eaten a person and taken him away and eaten him. You know, it just doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you something. I see the same sharks that I know. I mean, I've been diving with great white sharks for almost 20 years. 3 or 4 times a year. You know, so I know the great whites. And I have great whites that I have seen over and over again. And someday I can get in the water with them and dive with them. Another day I can't. They change. They're like people. They get in a bad mood, good mood, the situation. Are they feeding? Are they breeding? It depends on a lot of situations of why you're going to get in the water with them or not. You know, you just don't jump in the water with the shark. You know, you have to study the situation. But all sharks can be different. Some have different temperaments, like the oceanic white-tip, for instance, is supposed to be considered the most dangerous shark in the ocean and has more attacks on man than any other shark. This is oceanic white-tip. Because of the happening of a sinking of a ship where they fed on a lot of people, the Indianapolis, that went down in World War II. But these sharks swim in deep water all the time, their whole life, never stopping, swimming, looking for food. And they run in packs. So if there's a shipwreck or a plane crash or something like that, they will pick up on it. And so that makes them dangerous. Well, it depends. It depends on how you find the shark. You know, if you're diving or you're swimming. You know, a diver is in a different situation than a swimmer. A diver knows the risk, or he should know the risk, if he's in the ocean and he's in the water down below. You know, he's there, he knows the ocean, he should know. So if a shark comes to him, he should always keep an eye on him, never turn the back on him. You'll probably more time come in and swim away because they're very curious. But if a shark continues to be around, is that you keep your eye on him, do not turn your back on him, and just come up to the surface, keeping your eye on the shark if you can or not, but to get out of the water. But never turn your back on the shark. If you're in the water swimming and you see a shark, it's just better to be calm, swim away, but to keep your eye. It's all myth, you know, it's like the boogeyman, you know, or what do you call it, what's his name? Chupasangre, what? It's all myth. I mean, we did actually tests, and we've got in the water with plasma, with blood, and cut the bags open, and just pour it around us with sharks, and they just swim around. We don't have the same enzyme in our blood that mammals and fish have. They have an oily substance in their blood, which attracts the shark, and it's mammals and fish. So you have a lot of sharks that just feed on fish, not mammals, and then they have that smell that picks up, and they go, and that's why they are attracted by the fish blood. You have others like tiger sharks, bull sharks, gray whites that are attracted to mammals. It feed on a lot of seals, turtles, so forth. That's a mammal blood. So that blood attracts these sharks in. You cut that and put that in the water, comes in. But again, the thing that attracts the shark is not only the blood, the idea of the vibration, the abnormal sound or object in the water. Oh yeah, they feel their complete body is full of electrical system of their lateral line to their nose. They have all types of sensors.
So they can feel the power.
Our vibration. Oh yeah, they pick up on your heartbeat like this. If you're in the water and you got 10 people and 9 are calm, and 1 is scared, they will pick up on that. Yeah, they feed on animals, whales, dolphins, fish, whatever, that are making a vibration in the ocean, or making noise of distress. They pick up on that, so they go right in. So once they get into the area of that vibration, then they pick up on the sight and the smell. So there are 3 factors there. So that's what really brings in the shark, not the blood. You know, I mean, I pour blood in the water, mammals and fish oil, and just doing that. But just, you know, without putting some type of vibration in the water, it takes a long time for them to come in. I mean, that scent has to travel a long ways, and they pick up on it, and they follow it, that smell, to where it come from. If there's no vibration, you know, but if there's vibration or a sign of distress like fast heartbeats or whatever, they pick it up immediately. They're here a great time of the year, but they're swimming in areas where there is a abundance of plankton. There's always plankton in Panama. You don't see it. I mean, I've seen it because I focus, but it's so small and you can get through it. And if you're diving, it gets very murky or, you know, like blurry, because you have a lot of plankton in between you and the area, and you feel it sting you sometimes, like little sting. Like maybe you've been swimming and you feel like stinging. It's not like a sting. It's not like a jellyfish. It's more like planktons, but they will sting you. So, but in the cold water, which is the Humboldt Current, which brings in all of this plankton, it's the upwelling of the cold water and tremendous amount of plankton. That's when you get the abundance of whale shark. Years ago, I can tell you the manta. Everybody confused it with a stingray. Oh, this is a giant stingray. Well, it's not a stingray. It's a manta ray. And the manta rays do not have tails that sting you. They have big horns that come in and bring the plankton into their mouth. That's what they're for. But they're enormous. And when I was young, I used to see them all the time on the beach. I mean, it was like crazy. Every day you go out diving, you see 15, 20 of them, big ones, and it just disappeared. I did back in 1974, right before Philippe Cousteau was killed. Jacques Cousteau's son was killed in an aircraft plane accident. He came to Panama and we dove together with the mantas, and he wanted to come back and do a documentary of the quantity of mantas that we had on the Pacific side here. And for some reason, they have just almost gone. I mean, you see them, but not like before. The extraction of sand, the sand extraction in Panama is by the millions and millions of cubic meters. It's been taken out for fill. As you have Panama ports, for instance, is all landfill by sand. Millions of cubic meters of sand for all the islands by Punta Pacific. You know those islands, those new islands? That's all sand. Yeah, that's all sand. So they brought in all of these millions of cubic meters.
They take it from Colombia, I think.
No, Pacific.
I know, but the sand that they build the project, I think they took it from Portobello on those. No. Okay. Pacific. Okay. All this comes from Pacific. Okay.
But it comes, but it's not the construction. It's the landfill.
Yes.
I mean, you take this and you box it in, and you fill it full of sand, and you pack it down, and then below you have rocks. Okay. But this is why, I mean, you're looking at millions of cubic meters of sand. There's a little bit of everything. I mean, education is very important. Like I said before, people are learning the education, people are seeing with their own eyes, people are talking, passing messages. There's a lot of social media, there's a tremendous amount of television, so people talk and people listen, you know. And the younger generation is more open to, I think, change than the older people. You know, You can't go out. For instance, I used to get mad because we have a home at one of the islands in Cantarora, and then next to it you have one of the islands called Saboga, which you have people, older people, and they throw trash in the ocean, and you say, what are you doing that for? And they look at you like, I'm not supposed to? Like it's not okay, because they're old, they don't care. So this is the problem. I think our younger generations are just learning from all of this.
And also I have to mention that in Panama is we saw the first island sink in Gunayala, that they have to travel or move the people to continental side, because the island is sinking and it's come to an end, that island.
Wow.
But it's not just, it's one of 365 that they have. But it's quite important to know that this island that people live is sinking, and it will not be people from now to go on. So yes, I think it's more important to take action.
There's a lot of things, there's a lot of change in the world going on. Why is it raining and storms and this and that? It could be because, I've seen things that disappeared in the ocean. I don't know, have you ever walked on the beach and you sort of just sink down in the sand, like, and bubbles come up? Have you ever felt that?
Yes, of course.
This is what's happening. Okay. The sand has been eliminated. The sand is because before it was hard, packed, good sand, and you walk on the beach with sand. Now the sand is being taken away. And so the sand is being taken away, and the mud, which is what we didn't have in the past for some reason, the mud is coming over the sand. Okay. And the sand is depleting. So you're having these bubbles coming up with a mixture of mud and sand. So that's a big change. That's a big change.
It's more than thinking about the water. It's also thinking about earth complementing the
everything.
water.
Everything is changing. Like I said, I'm 82 years old and been in the water since I was 17. And I've seen so many changes. They always say, there's a saying, when you leave your home and you keep thinking, oh, I want to go back and see my old house, my old friend. Don't go back, because you'll be disappointed. The same thing about the ocean. I haven't been to Cueva in many years, because since I was there, it was like, have you been to Cueva?
Yes.
Okay, do you know where the ranger station is?
Yes.
I built that.
Okay.
I built that in 1972. Those buildings you see?
Yeah. Where is the Smithsonian, I think?
Huh?
The Smithsonian is there in that?
I don't know who's, I think the ranger station, Smithsonian.
Okay.
I don't know who's there now.
Okay.
But you know where it is.
I have been in the island where is the jail.
Okay, that's the same island.
I have been in the one that is the Institute Smithsonian, which is the building that they have. And
several little cabins.
Yes.
Okay, I built that.
Okay. I have been in Cueva, in Rancheria, which is where Tito, the crocodile, lives.
Well, he was. I've been feeding him since the 70s. Probably the same one.
I think there is.
Well, you know where he is?
Yeah.
Those houses? That's the houses I'm talking about. That's the ones I built.
Okay.
They were all prefabs. Okay. We brought them on barges.
Okay.
In pieces.
Okay.
And then we put it together like a puzzle.
Okay.
And I built that in 1972 with 12 prisoners, a guard, and me. And it was built there to become a fishing camp. Okay. And I worked very closely with the prison. Okay. All the prisoners every day, I was like 30 years old.
And I think it's more myth, but is it true that the prisoners fear about the crocodile because, it is more myth?
You didn't fear him. No. That crocodile, I know the same one. We used to have them all the time behind there. It's right behind the little cove there. Yeah. And could be the same one.
I think
Tito.
People have told me about that. I uploaded a video of Tito a long time ago, and people told me that they found a girlfriend to him. There is a female version of
Tito.
Yeah,
could be. But we had everything there. I used to Because I used to go over to the prison island. Well, we're on the same island, but we go around what we call Central, because Central is the prison island. And because when I was there, it was full of prisoners. And so I would exchange fish, and they would give me rice and some stuff as well. So I would exchange.
Like in the past, where the money...
Yeah, because they were working. But then I had 12 prisoners, trustees, de puesto de confianza, trabajando conmigo in the club or in the site. But we had one guard that took care of everybody, you know, the prisoners. But they were all confianza. But yeah, it was an exciting time. It was, but I mean, the ocean was just so much stuff. It was just like, it was all mine, you know, all the islands around, from Contreras to Secas to the Coiba, Jicarón, Jicarita, Montosa. You had all these islands, and it was like...
Sin duda alguna, el ecosistema marino ha cambiado en cuestión de unos años, siendo la República de Panamá afectada por dichos desbalances, como el hundimiento de algunas islas, la reducción de especies, entre otros factores. Mike Bolton es y ha sido uno de los testigos, quien por medio de su investigación de los tiburones, procura que en un futuro se pueda trabajar más en la conservación marina. Podrás conocer más de su trabajo en la página web de su fundación, Twin Oceans Research Foundation. Hasta aquí el video de hoy, esperando que te haya gustado esta entrevista. No dudes de darle me gusta para que le llegue a más personas, suscribirte a mi canal, que es totalmente gratuito, y activar las notificaciones. Nos vemos en un próximo video. Sígueme para más datos y no olvides suscribirte a mi canal de YouTube.